heart problems run in my family. My mother died very young. She was 67. She had open heart surgery years ago at the university. And all I could think of is how she looked then and how, I'd have to have a ventilator and they were going to open my chest. And I was so anxious. In 2016, my family doctor, Dr. Greg Hayes, discovered a slight heart murmur and sent me to the cardiologist at Unity Point, Dr. Pavani. I had to have 2 stents placed in my heart. Those seemed to be doing fine. They watched the murmur very closely. And then early part of 2017, the murmur was changing, the sound was changing, and my stents had closed up. Dr. Pavani retired and Dr. Hodge took over, and they were going to have to, they talked about doing open heart surgery to replace the valve. I have other medical issues that would not allow that to happen. So Dr. Hodge talked to me about the TAVR procedure, which is where they go in the groin up into the heart, put a new valve inside the old valve, and that eventually attaches. The old valve stops, the new valve takes over. I was in the hospital 1 night versus 7 days for an open heart surgery. I don't know how many months exactly, but they did discover that my stents had closed again. So Dr. Hodge did a new laser procedure. So I've kind of been a guinea pig, if you will, for 2 procedures. It's hard for me to share my emotions, even with my children, as much as I love them, and I do. But my kids are strong. They're strong. They've learned to be strong. Very supportive of me. Of course, they were scared too. I mean, here's Mom going into surgery.
It was always so frustrating to watch my mom suffer, and suffer mentally and physically.
She was weak. She was pale, she couldn't do anything, and that's not our sister or mother.
So to see her back to being that ornery, loving mom that we know, and see her be more energetic. When anybody needs anything, she's there. And so she was able to get back into doing that more.
Yeah. Again, it's not just about the immediate result, but it's about the quality of life afterwards. So we got our matriarch back.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I just keep going. I mean, I take 1 day at a time. I don't really plan ahead. I love having my family over. I don't have them over as much as we used to because we're all kind of older and we just don't do that anymore. My doctors they have just been a godsend, all of them, from my GP up to my cardiologist, up to the cardiac surgeon. They're just, I couldn't have had a better team of doctors. I need to thank not only my cardiologist, my doctors, but the American Heart Association for funding research to bring these new programs into Cedar Rapids.
Without the American Heart Association donations, the association would not be able to do research and to do these trials and clinics and things like that.
Without those donations leading to that research, we wouldn't have our mom. So thank you for our mom. Thank you for the time. Thank you for $25 here, $1,000 there. Fueling the research really fuels solutions.
Having been a 2-time major heart event survivor, I can attest to the wonderful things and innovative procedures and things that have been developed. Associations like Heart make it possible for people's lives to improve, not only just the lengthy, but the quality of their everyday lives become very good.
I can't really say enough about it. If I didn't have that, if they weren't there to provide this, I wouldn't be here to be filming this.